Welcome to the dawn of a new era, an era where knowledge is the fuel for innovation, where expertise opens the door to endless possibilities, and where the future is shaped by those who are ready to lead. At SVCH, Silicon Valley Certification Hub, we believe in the power of next-generation professionals. We believe in you. In a world that moves faster than ever, where challenges arise that we've never faced before, it's not just about keeping up, it's about staying ahead. It's about mastering the tools of tomorrow to build the world we want today. Our globally recognized certifications are not just credentials, they're pathways. Pathways to mastering critical knowledge from Agile and Scrum to data management, innovation, AI, and beyond. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, SVCH is here to elevate your expertise to the next level. Together, we will shape industries, transform organizations, and break through the barriers of the past. We invite you to join the new wave of leaders and innovators, prepared, confident, and ready to face challenges the world has never seen.
To SVCH Talks, where innovation meets inspiration, and every conversation sparks transformation. Here we unlock the future, share cutting-edge insights, and empower you to lead the way in a world driven by knowledge and discovery. Let's elevate together, because the next breakthrough starts here.
We're thrilled to have you join us for a day filled with insightful discussions, groundbreaking innovation, and transformative learning. Today, you'll have the unique opportunity to hear from industry leaders as they share their expertise, experiences, and best practices. Now we're ready to start. Let's dive into the broadcast that our team has prepared for you. Enjoy it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's exciting webinar, Strategy GenAI Chatbots, a journey from prototype to launch. We are thrilled to have you with us as we dive into one of the most transformative topics in the world of data and AI. Whether you are just beginning to explore generative AI or already building scalable solutions, you are in for a session packed with insights and real-world strategies. And now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce our speaker, Shivali Naik. She's a customer solution architect at Snowflake, with a deep expertise in data architecture and a passion for helping enterprises unlock the full potential of Data Cloud. Shivali brings a unique perspective on how go from Gen AI idea to enterprise-grade implementation. She's been at the forefront of driving innovation across industries using Snowflake's advanced capabilities, and today she will guide us through the strategic and technical journey of launching GenAI Chatbot from prototype to real-world implementation. So let's give a warm welcome to Shivali Naik. So welcome, Shivali, to this webinar for today. Thank you for being with us today.
Awesome. So hi, everyone. I'm super excited to talk about strategy GenAI chatbots. We are seeing chatbots everywhere, and today we'll go deeper and dig into like how you build it for yourself. This is the agenda. There is artificial intelligence introduction we're going to go into. There's AI revolution and unstructured data, the tech stack, which is the technical piece of AI chatbots, and then the future of AI. So what is artificial intelligence? There are thousands of definitions out there, but this is one of my favorites. It is the ability of a machine to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. Something that humans can do, that your machines can do, that's what artificial intelligence is. And it is not something new, right? Like artificial intelligence has been there for decades. It started when, I don't know if you guys remember, IBM developed a computer which was defeating Gary Kasparov in chess. That's when the first artificial intelligence thing came out, and everyone was in awe because the type of moves this computer did was never seen in history. There were moves which no human had performed, and that's why Gary Kasparov couldn't win against it. Then there were a lot of games that were developed, and these games, over time, once they get fine-tuned, they can play to such an extent that they can win all the points and, be the winner. Then there are a lot of other things such as social media, Netflix showing you recommendations on what you like to watch and only showing you content which you're interested into. So this has been going on for years, and then finally came ChatGPT, which picked up within like few days. It got within the 5 days period, it had like 1 million users. So you see, like this is the trend of all the other apps. Netflix, it took 3.5 years to reach 1 million point. Instagram, 2.5 months. ChatGPT was there in 5 days, which means like, we can see how much craze that this ChatGPT had on it, everyone, and how um, it was said to be like the fastest growing base that was unbeatable. Next is AI revolution and unstructured data. Why is this whole AI and chatbot experience important, right? So this is majorly because 80 to 90% of our data is unstructured and only 10 to 20% is structured. So traditional databases cannot process this unstructured data, and it's hard for it to kind of go and make sense out of it and analyze it and give recommendations. So that's where generative AI extracts meaning out of this unstructured data and creates value for us. What is generative AI? It is a set of AI models that generate text, images, or insights. So all these models that we see out there, GPT-4, Llama, Cloud, all these are out there giving us human-like responses, summarizing our content, analyzing it, and making our lives way more easier. That's what generative AI is. And now we'll understand what is unstructured data, right? What can these models be used on? This is all that falls under unstructured data, and there is no limit. There is emails, PDFs, chatbot logs, clinical notes, EHR records, pathology reports. There are video files, audio, sensor data, you name it. All these are like unstructured data format. And if you want to put it in a place and then kind of make sense out of it or analyze it or predict future things on your data, uh, that's when you would use like the Gen AI. And why is it hard to process it right now? Because it doesn't has any predefined structure or schema for us to make sense. How does Gen AI processes unstructured data? Gen AI has these key capabilities. It has natural language processing for text understanding. So it has a lot of functions which can help you extract necessary information that you need, summarize it, and document it, and make it more user-friendly for viewers like us. It is very conversational, so it talks like a human. If you ask it something, it will respond to you, dig deeper into the details that it needs to find the right answers, and it's very helpful. And then it has RAG. RAG is it's like a retrieval augmented generation. So what it means is it goes in based on specific vector embeddings and chunking. It goes in and finds the exact answer for your question and brings those specific paragraphs or specific lines of sentences that it has in your PDFs or any other file format. The impact is it reduces administrative burden and it enhances data-driven decision making. The role of Gen AI in chatbots, there have been chatbots traditionally, but they're very predefined and there is no learning and it's very limited, versus AI-powered chatbots are context aware. They're very adaptive, very self-improving, and highly conversational. So these are like the two differences of rule-based chatbots versus AI-powered chatbots. Finally, the technical piece of it, we'll be digging deeper into how does this whole chatbot flow happens right from the time you ask questions to getting answers. And then we'll also see what are the key components in it. So let's start with this diagram. You'll see like there is a question that the end user asks. Once this question goes in the system, it gets a specific embedding. Embedding is nothing but like a unique identifier for your question. And once that embedding is set up, it will go and search in your vector data. So now vector data is a very special type of database out there. What this does is all your files, may it be like PDFs, images, these are chunked, and these specific chunks are given embeddings. Embeddings are again like a unique identifier for the specific lines or sentences, and then stored in your vector database. So each set of your line will have unique identifiers for it, and when the question is asked, it goes and matches the question's unique embedding to your vectors embedding and then brings the most relevant chunk for you outside. Once that relevant chunk is brought out, it does some like cleaning. It will make it very user friendly and summarize it and all that, and then return the result. So that is the whole like flow of a RAG-based chatbot over here. So in this chatbot, we'll see there is definitely these components that are required. The first one is large language models. So any specific model that you would want to use, such as GPT or Cloud. There is embedding database. So based on what you're using, what system you are into, use the specific database, vector database, and then vector search for RAG. Vector search is nothing but like a specific function that you would use for searching that specific vector and giving the relevant chunk outside of for your database. So those are like specific functions related to your data that you're using. And then finally, the framework. Framework is more like the UI piece. So you can use like a Streamlit app or anything that you feel would make the whole UI experience better, and then connect it to the backend. This is like a sample script. I had built like a chatbot assistant, and this had like all these documents over here that you can see. And then one of those documents was my resume, right? So this was my resume. I asked it for a summary, give me the summary. It gave me like the whole summary of my resume with my highlights. What do I do? Where have I worked? What have I done? Like what competitions have I won, and all those things that were present in my resume. And my resume was in PDF format. So that's what it does. And this is like the whole different functions that were present in my like script. So the first function was get similar chunks. This is the function that is very important for us because this is what is going to go and look for the specific calculations for us and bring in those specific calculations and bring us the data that we have. Then there is a chat history function, which is going to remember the specific chats and is going to remember what are the other responses it should do. Like if there is a chat asked before, it's going to remember its context and it's going to answer based on that. So that is very helpful. There is summarize function to make your like whole experience beautiful, make it more UI friendly, the response. There is complete function, which is going to complete a text. If it is seeing something is missing, then there is like a create prompt. So all these are like more for the UI interface and making your response more better. And these two are like the key functions that play in going in, finding the chunk and bringing in the results for you. Next is building chatbots with GenAI step by step. We'll go through, we saw like a whole concept, then we'll go through like the whole backstory too, right? There is a lot of other things that end up when you're deciding to build chatbots. The first step is data ingestion. Definitely collecting your data, emails, PDFs, transcripts, making sure it comes in from different sources that you have, and having it in your internal or external stage wherever you feel it's going to be very easily accessible. Once that is done, doing some pre-processing, because a lot of time all these like PDFs, images have some special characters which might just throw off your models. So make sure you eliminate those models, clean it, writing like a simple Python script just to remove any dollar signs or whatever they have should be good. Next is model selection, selecting the right model that you want for your specific task that you're doing, and fine-tuning and testing that model. So once you have that model, you can give it a set of data, test on it, and make it more accurate to your use case, and then finally publish it to the end user or whoever is going to use it rather than just giving it right away. And then finally, deployment and monitoring, wherein you'll keep, this is like a whole process wherein it is gonna keep looking for new questions and answers that have been developed, and then giving you the results. And then this whole block is where the whole AI ML piece sits. So you'll create like a UI with your Streamlit app. There'll be like a whole AI interface and the RAG or LLM model that you're going to use. And finally, it's going to go out in your systems and or tools, whoever you want, or whichever teams you want to use that. The case study and industry application, there is endless applications for chatbot. It is being used by a lot of people, varied across their different use cases. So if there is customer support related documents that you want to put in a chatbot, and then directly the customer, instead of asking a customer's representative talk to this chatbot, you can do that. There is healthcare related use cases such as patient Q&A, predictions, marketing, legal and compliance, contract analysis, policy boards. We all know that the legal documents are so heavy, and making a chatbot just for that analysis purpose is definitely a good way to reduce a lot of like human task. There is finance related chatbots, and which will help in like fraud detection and all. So it has been out there in all industry that you can think of. Next steps to adopt Gen AI, I would say definitely start with crawling, which is your first like foundation. And this involves merging the data from different outcomes, bringing it into a single platform, then trying to like do some cleansing on it and making the data as clean and ready for use as available. Once that is done, building a decision engine, which is like your walking stage. So deploy the decision engine and analyze the key drivers and segments. So if there are some key drivers or key columns that you think would be very much useful in your like analysis, make like a whole bunch of those columns readily available so that you can use this when you're finally trying to test and see like, are these meeting your expectation? Is it returning what it is supposed to return, or is it returning something totally different from those key columns, which were your key identifiers? And finally, run using it for tailored content, analyzing your data and existing marketing assets, and wherever you want to like boost your performance. So the future of AI chatbots, this is where the fun piece comes. The AI chatbot right now, this is an example of the OpenAI's operator. So here you can see like it can go in If you type like I want to book a hiking camp or something, it is going to go to that website within your chatbot interface and book a whole, find the best piece for you. And if you say book it, it's going to book it right from your chatbot. So this is where it has reached, right? Like you don't also have to go in Google and search for that specific campsite or anything. Right from your chatbot, it's going to go in to the specific website and do it for you. These are called agentic AIs, which are out there. They are self-learning, making decisions for you. It requires an agent, like a human, to make certain decisions, but it is very much capable to do its own things. There are multimodal chatbots, so wherein you have different types of chatbots, voice, text, vision, trying to combine all those chatbots and finding the result or response from each. There is AI powered workflows. So a lot of startup ideas or companies are trying to build something which will replace a whole manual workflow. So, for example, if there is a data engineering step wherein you're doing the whole ingestion, then the transformation, and then finally the last step, and you're building all these data pipelines, all this will be replaced by a whole chatbot which will write the code end to end for you. And you don't have to worry, you'll just have to give it the specific parameters and that's about it. And then there is regulatory and compliance. A lot of AI governance and security is coming into picture to make sure like the data stays safe and secure. Next is what will be the future be? So I'll leave you guys with this final slide, wherein we are just at the tip of the AI, and there is so much advancement that is going to happen. But it is for us to decide, are we going to be like this user or like this movie from the Wall-E, wherein humans had nothing to do and they just grew weaker over time because they weren't using their whole mental and physical strength? Or are we going to go in the other hand and use AI for our benefit and use all these chatbots to make amazing revolutions and amazing new things out there in the world and come up with great ideas? So that's about it. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. That was amazing to discover about these GenAI chatbots. So we have some questions about Shivali. Hopefully, you can help us to solve it. The first one is what framework or criteria do you recommend for identifying the highest value, the lowest risk initial use case for the GenAI chatbot within a specific industry?
Yeah, so the highest value, lowest risk would be something, pick a very specific criteria or sector within your business, which you know is being used a lot and is very manual right now, and which you can automate, right? For example, there is customer support. You can definitely automate that if you put in all the customer support use cases and PDFs that involve the steps that customer support agents are using to answer questions. So use those PDFs, put them in stage, and build a chatbot on top of it. That way, you will definitely see like a reduction in people calling your real humans and just trying to like interact with your chatbot and answering those questions, the chatbot answering or taking care of the questions for you. So that would be my start small, pick something small, which is very manual, and try to automate that with chatbots.
Okay, nice tip. And the second one is what are the most common pitfalls companies encounter when they're transitioning from identifying a use case to actual implementation or implementing a pilot GenAI chatbot?
Um, I would say a lot of times it is the pitfalls would be like if they're trying to do a lot of things at once, it is definitely tricky to keep a track of or keep a track of even if it's performing well or not. So those are like the pitfalls. other than that, if you're not having a strong understanding of what you're asking about. So I know I had customers who wanted to build a chatbots, and but they weren't sure what question the end user was going to ask on those chatbots, right? Like you need to know if you're building something on those like videos and images and whatnot, like what is the end user going to ask you? So definitely get to know the whole end user perspective of it and then build it from there.
Yeah, sounds great. It could be, I think that it's more about aligning with business goals and to have a great profile,
Mm-hmm.
what we're going to tackle, right? Uh, well, we have another one. Is more related about how much internal data preparation is typically required before launching a pilot for a customer service use case using a RAG. It's more what does good enough looks like.
So there is some amount of cleaning you have to do because, like I was mentioning, all these PDFs and images, they have some special characters which can throw off your Python script. Like I was working on a chatbot and I think there was some special character which wasn't even seen in my PDF. And then when I like scanned it, um, or I cleansed it, that's when I got to know there was something which was an alpha or something in my PDF, and that was giving my whole throwing away my Python script with the errors. So definitely some amount of cleaning is required, and you will get to know it initially, like based on the questions that you're asking, and if the Python script is not running, it's gonna be very easy for you to find out like what cleaning you need.
So, do you recommend that it's much better if we can work with plain text once that we got the information that it's required?
It is, I mean, plain text is definitely nice, but it is not always
Yeah,
a solution, right? Like a lot of time you have your data in like some PDF or someone had like data in some 3D images, 3D, 2D images, like converting it into PDF, plain text would be a little tricky. So yeah, like if you can, then yeah, but then that is always
yeah, as
like
much as we can could be great. And well, another one that we got it here, it's what level of technical expertise is realistically needed for an initial rollout?
there is like I would say someone who has like a data engineering background, some amount of like Python scripting. There is also a little bit of ingestion related things. We need to know the whole data pipeline. Where is the data coming from? How are you bringing the data from different sources? And then a little bit of prompt engineering, being able to ask the right questions, getting to know what is gonna give the right results to that questions. That is also very helpful. So combination of technical, a little bit non-technical and business side altogether will give us like the right skill
Yeah.
set.
Okay. What about the time? When we talk about the time frame, what is a realistic one? And kind of, you can recommend us a methodology for measuring the return of investments of a Gen AI chatbot?
Yeah, so the return of investment is that it's definitely into the phases. Like the first 3 to 6 months is the initial phase. You wouldn't see a lot of return of investment into it. It's still your model is still learning and trying to like adapt to the questions that you're asking. But then I would say like after that mark is where you'll start seeing a great amount of, the right responses are being answered by your chatbot or the users are going to your chatbot versus to a normal human. So that's where you'll see like the shift in the resources happening. But eventually, if you really want to see like a good amount of return of interest, then like 18 months plus mark is where, it's like your whole uh, project is like fully developed and it's out there running, it's performing best, it's giving the right results every time you ask the questions. that's when I would say is like the good amount of time, like 18 months plus.
Okay. So, Shivali, I don't know if you want to add something for our audience in this masterclass that was really very interesting and insightful for everyone. Something that you want to add from your experience, a tip, extra.
Yeah, I would definitely say that it is there is a lot of new things coming up in the AI space. There is agentic AI, which I just showed you guys, so like a demo, which is gonna, take your question, go in that specific website, do the whole booking, and come back to you. So those things do look a little tricky when you see it, but they are not that tricky to like solve or build on it. So definitely having the right reading the right resources and starting from basic, I would say start from like a LLM or a RAG chatbot, and then slowly build to more agentic workflows, and then you should be good. Uh, so yeah.
Okay. So thank you. I appreciate all your time, all your knowledge that you was sharing with us today. So just thank you, Shivali, and hopefully we can chat with you later.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.